Flyers have the second overall pick, jumping up 13 spots by way of the draft lottery. A no-brainer that they go with Nolan Patrick then?
Well, you'd have to think so. I mean, there's the guy, Ron Hextall, Brandon Wheat King's, former Brandon Wheat King's star, so you'd have to think at some point there is a good connection there.
Ron Hextall, the general manager and vice president of the Philadelphia Flyers, with the second overall pick.
Philadelphia selects from the Western Hockey League's Brandon Wheat Kings, Nolan Patrick.
The number 13 selection in the 2017 NHL Draft belongs to the Winnipeg Jets.
Kevin Cheveldayoff was the biggest mover a year ago, jumping up to number 2. Tonight, Winnipeg slips one position. Winnipeg drops to 13. That means Philadelphia has moved into the top 3. That's a jump of at least 10 spots.
It was almost like, you got to be kidding me. We're 1, 2, or 3. So I don't get excited too often, but I got pretty excited there. And I mean, it was a big, that's one of those things, hopefully we look back in years, and that had a big impact on this franchise. So it certainly has the potential to have a huge impact.
I was in shock. I mean, I didn't, you probably just like winning the lottery in essence. I mean, we didn't expect it. You watched it, and all of a sudden the 2 cards went forward, and okay, well, we're next. I mean, you can't help to think that. And all of a sudden the next card went up. It's like, that just didn't just happen right there. And right away, and all of a sudden you're in 3. So shock, awe, excitement. I mean, a number of different feelings went through right away, but it was a good experience. I mean, something that we'll never forget.
So I think there was 2% odds that we'd win it. So, and somebody said that we had 4 balls out of 1,000. So obviously very much of a shock. But they said that means Philly picks in the top 3. I'm thinking, I don't know if I heard this right. So I'm sitting there and just kept looking at the people they turned over, and obviously we're in the top 3.
Ron and I talked right away, and it was like, okay, shock and awe. It's almost like, it's from, you win a game and you enjoy the game, that you enjoy that night and get ready for the next game. I mean, the excitement was, you're still excited, but now it's okay. Now all of a sudden other things start running through your head from a business standpoint, and it's time to get to work, because we got a little different group of players we're going to be looking at, and let's get going.
The first thing you do, okay, here's the hockey player, right? Our guys, unfortunately, we didn't see Nolan as much this year as we would have liked to, because number one, because he was injured for a number of games. Number 2, because we weren't really focused on that part of the draft. Now, in saying that, everybody saw him a lot as an underage because of Ivan was there, so we felt a certain comfort in the player. So you get to know the player, whether it's Hischier, Nolan, Heiskanen, Makar. You gotta get to know all the players, and then you start your character checks. Character, what happened, this, that, and it's an important part of it. I always say there's a lot of talented players. There really is. What's going to allow them to become the best they can become is their character, the person. So if you just know the player from 17-year-old on the ice 6, 8 times, it's not enough. We got to figure out, okay, player X, what's his chance of becoming a really good player or hitting his ceiling? And if it's not very good, he's going to come down our list. If it's really good, he's going to go up our list or maintain a spot on our list.
Well, we go through a dry run a number of times. I mean, that's to have your meetings and have your conversations with your guys. And trust me, I'm sure we're no different than most. But again, I don't profess to know what anybody else is doing. I can speak on our own. We go through it a number of times. So when we hit that floor on Friday night and Saturday, we have a good feel of what we're doing, where we're going, what our direction is. Ron does a great job keeping in touch with not only our group, but also has a good feel what's going on around us. So we pretty much have a really good grasp on what's now. Obviously things happen and you got to change on the fly, but for the most part, we feel pretty good going in that we got our feet on the ground.
Years ago when he had 102 points as a 16 turning 17-year-old in Brandon to win the WHL championship, that was the player that I watched and that I saw, and I believe the Philadelphia Flyers are getting. When this guy's fully healthy, he's a beast, and I think he's the most NHL-ready guy in the pack. Philadelphia was in
a little excitement. I didn't know where I was going to go, but I kind of had a feeling I was going to end up in Philly, and that's a place that I'd really excited if I had the chance to go there. So it's tough to put into words right now, but it's a special day for me and my family.
You guys want to check your hair, or are you guys okay?
You look great. You look great.
Thanks. Very nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
How you doing?
Good.
Breathing a little bit?
Yeah, it's good.
That's awesome.
Happy it's over now. But
We're thrilled to.
I'm happy. I wanted to end up here, so.
Is that right? Well, we're thrilled it turned out this way.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Good.
I know I'm
Hey, how are you?
Flyers.
Nice to meet you.
There's a quiz at the end of this on everybody's name. You get it, everybody?
Yeah, I need my notepad out here. Seriously. You were getting interviewed, eh?
Yeah.
Big dog.
I panicked. I just when the guy comes to the table, he's looking at James. He goes, Steve? Steve? And,
we have a trade. St. Louis trades pick number 27 in this year's draft, Yuri Laterra, and a conditional first-round pick in 2018 to Philadelphia for Braden Shen.
Philadelphia selects from Ontario Hockey League Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, Morgan Frost.
It is. And you know what? Whenever you trade a player, it's always hard. And Braden played well for us. He played hard for us. And you know what? My job is to do what I feel best for the franchise. And that's what it was. But Braden's a good player and he can have a lot of success in St. Louis.
Morgan, he's an exceptionally smart player. He needs to get a little bigger, a little stronger, but we know that. This is all about where the guy is today. It's where he's going to be down the road. And we think as a group that he's going to be a good player down the road. Not only is he a good player now, but we look at him as down the road as a good player that plays the game on both sides of the puck, and he's extremely smart, makes plays, and is very responsible.
Oh, I think it's super special for my dad and even more special for me. I grew up around the rink with him, and I've been through so much with him, and even my mom too. They're just both so supportive. So I can't really describe how special it is for me to share this moment with them.
You know what, I gotta be honest with you, you could probably go the night before with no sleep and be really sharp. It's almost like for the management staff, for our scouts, I mean, it's D-Day, it's the day. It's the day that we all gotta be sharp, we gotta be on our toes, we gotta make good decisions, and you know what, you gotta make quick decisions. Someone calls you with pick X and Y for pick W, you gotta make a decision within sometimes 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds. So you better go in sharp, but there's a certain adrenaline that day where you get going. It's a big day for a manager, and as I said, the management team and the scouts. So you gotta be sharp, you gotta be crisp, and you're gonna have to make some pretty big decisions in a hurry.